it do, man? This is your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? North side, North End Floyd. You know what I'm saying? What it do is back with another podcast episode, man. And if you're tuning in right now, this is the Kickback Podcast, episode 108. And this is going to be a dope, this is going to be a very informative podcast. We're talking about sex, but we're not just talking about sex. We're going to be talking about like the details. We're going to get, you know, we're going to get, we're going to really get in it, and explain certain things and certain conversations and certain topics and stuff like that. So this is going to be very dope. So what I need y'all to do right now is I need y'all to go ahead and share. I need y'all to go ahead and like it, you know what I'm saying? Because I have a sexologist and she's gonna explain certain things. She's gonna really get it down, man. There's a lot of questions that need to be asked. And a lot of you couples, y'all don't be asking these questions. So maybe you can share it to your boyfriend or your wife or your girlfriend and stuff like that and say, hey, check out this show. They talking about sex on there, and just to give them some ideas and stuff. And that's how it is. Oh, look, I got my girl Trina. About time she tap in. By time my girl tap in, you know what I'm saying? What up, Trina? What up, Jen? But like I say, man, we finna wild out. So uh let me bring my guest in.
Hey.
What up, Brooke? What up? The pleasure boss. What it do?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up? Like I was saying earlier, I was thinking like, let's, people talk about sex, but they, it's more, how can I say it? They don't get into details. It's they don't get in depth with it. So I want to like have a show where we get in depth with it, but I wanted somebody who, I want to say a professional.
Professional, darling.
Yeah, a professional. So I was blessed for somebody to tag you, and it's an honor to have you on the show. You know what I'm saying? Because this is your field, isn't it?
This is my lane, darling. This is the
Yeah.
lane that
So
I like to be in. It's very fun. This lane is super fun, though. It
okay.
really is.
So why don't you explain, to people that's watching the show, what it is that you do?
Okay, so I am Brooke Coleman, known as the Pleasure Boss. I
Pleasure,
do a
boss.
slew of things. So I am a sexologist, of course. I will help
Yeah.
you with your relationships. Yes, I'll help you with your trauma. I
Mm,
also do all those fun things like, toy parties and
mm,
swinging events, and I
mm,
practice in dominatrix. So it's a lot of things and
mm.
I'm also a best-selling author. So,
Oh,
I'm writing erotica now, although that's not where I started.
wow.
But
Okay.
yeah, I have a lot of workshops and books that you can read just to kind of help you through masturbation and self pleasure. But yeah, now I'm kind of tiptoeing into erotica. So
Wow,
hey,
you doing it all. You
yeah,
this is really your
it's fun to
field.
me. I really enjoy it. I really
This your
do enjoy it.
lane.
This is my lane. This is my
Okay.
lane.
That's what's up. So like I said, we getting in depth with it, and dang, your phone
I'm
blowing
like,
up.
who is trying
You
to
gotta
Facebook call me?
they
Like
they
people don't be see I'm
hey
online,
they like,
people.
girl, I see you on
Like,
live, girl.
don't
What's
call me.
yeah, so
This not the time.
yeah,
And
so
they calling my phone and my computer. Come on now. Don't
yeah.
do that.
So like I said, people don't get in depth with the sex stuff. They kind of they're shy with it. They don't like they're scared of what other people may say and stuff. So I want to talk about certain things so these people won't be scared no more. Maybe they can bring it. Maybe they can watch this show with their significant other, and this can
Mm-hmm.
help them out a lot.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's kind of like, anal. It's something that many people talk about. And
Mm.
then when they do want to experience anal, they only
Yeah.
want to experience just the tip of it, not the
Mm.
whole canal. So, hey.
Okay, okay, okay. Roxanne said Brooke Coleman is so entertaining. Okay, all right.
Well, thank you, darling. I aim to please. That's my goal.
That's what's up. So let's dive into some of these questions and well topics and stuff. But if you want to call, if you got a question and you want to ask Brooke, you got the number right down at the bottom, 409-233-0017. You can call, you could be anonymous. You don't have to give your real name. You don't have to say where you're from. You can ask this question, and we're not gonna judge. You know,
We're
Brooke.
not
This is Brooke's field, so
non-judgmental zone.
she ain't finna
Okay.
judge you at all. She didn't seen it all and heard it all and stuff like that. So,
And then
um,
I used to teach school too. So like at the end of the
ah,
day, I was a teacher and no question is a weird or stupid question. All questions are acceptable
mm,
and they are worthy to be asked. So there we go.
okay. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's go ahead and jump into like sex. Let's how much sex do you think like an average person should have? Couple wise and maybe single wise. How much sex should a person be having at least?
Okay, so like in my opinion, I can't really say
Mm,
how much you should be having on the average because I think that people should come up with their own routine. Now, in that
mm,
same breath, I would say that if you are a couple, I would at least say that you should be able to do it like 2 times a month. You know what I'm saying? That's like
okay.
this week, take a week off, the next week, take a week off. That's 2 times a month, you know?
Okay. All right.
I think that we should actually explore more intimate connections outside of penetration.
Mm,
So that is kind of like a deeper level question because should we be having sex? Are we talking about penetrative sex? Or are we talking what type of sex we're talking about? Because if that's the case, we could be having sex every day. I definitely say if you're a single person and you have time, you definitely should map out time every day to explore your body, however that looks for you. That don't mean that you have to physically be having penetrative sex, but
mm,
exploring your body, exploring your erogenous zones, touching, kissing, playing, um, spooning.
mm.
All of these things can be known as sexual activity, sexual experiences, and I think we need to really just think outside of the box of just vagina and penis
Okay.
colliding, and that's known as sex.
Yo, I
So
like
that would
that.
be
I
mine.
like that answer because it's interesting because I thought you was gonna say like a wild number, like like at least 4 times a week or something like that. But you say like at least what, like twice a month or something
I
like that.
say at least twice a month.
And
You
you
can work that out.
and you say it's more than just sexual. It's like mental stimulation and all that.
Yes. So even though we might only be having penetrative sex twice a month,
Mm-hmm.
you see what I'm saying? We can spoon on Monday, right? We
Mm,
can have shower sex was not penetrative sex, but we're doing like more of a skin to skin type of activity.
mm,
We can do foreplay on another day that leads up into like an edging type of experience where we're
mm-hmm.
almost there, but we're not really there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can do sex on Thursday,
Mm.
penetrative sex. So
Like
it's
build it
it's
up.
ways to prolong the experience that you have with your partner throughout the week, throughout the days, than
Mm,
always concentrating on if we can map out time with the kids and our schedule and all these things that's going on to actually have penetrative sex.
yeah.
Or what does intimacy look like for us, on a
Yeah.
Monday
And you're right
when we
because
got karate and everything else.
yeah, because you got kids and stuff like that. So you can't just have sex. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime you want, because like you said, you got kids that gotta go here and there, and you got work. You might get off work, you might be tired. So,
Hmm.
like, yeah,
Hmm.
that's reality. So, what I'm saying? I respect that answer that you said. People can't just have sex 4 or 5 times a week because they got so much going on.
We would love to. We would
It-
love to. But it's other ways. You can have oral. So it's other ways that you can practice having sex besides penetrative sex. So keep that
okay.
in mind.
We got our first
Definitely.
question. Bobby Wright said he's saying I'm slow, excuse me, but what is spooning?
So spooning is like that old school where it could be with clothes, right? Where we
Okay.
just kind of like having either pelvic to pelvic kind
Mm,
of rubbing together, or even if it's the female facing backwards, where the butt is against the
mm.
groin and we kind of making
Yeah,
that type of action. Or this could be
facts.
naked, but for me spooning would definitely be a lot of good skin to skin action,
Mm,
preferably naked would be great. That's more arousing,
mhm.
especially for a couple. But sometimes you just get that, kind of that new school feel with someone. You don't want to really go all the way. You're kind
Yeah.
of making out, and then this spooning kind of action happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You
it's
like
all exciting. It's all
it
exciting, and we can
is.
receive orgasms or
Mm,
from that as well. It don't always have to be about
Yeah, for sure.
intercourse.
And like you said, that is fun. You know, it's fun, and if you can hold off, it's even funner because I mean, like you say, it builds up. You know, so
Yes,
you know it keeps
yes,
it like, oh man, I can't
yeah,
wait to
yeah, yeah,
So I love it. I love how what you said, like mental stimulation and all this type of things, and you can have this before you have sex. Don't just
yes,
don't just jump. Let it build up. Let's have fun, and then when it happens, then the experience is even better.
yes. And that's what we
Yeah.
were like chatting about earlier when I was talking about instant gratification. Everybody wants something so quick. It's like, I want an orgasm and I want it now. And people don't
Mm,
really understand that orgasm is not the end goal to every sexual activity. Orgasm is great, but
mm.
if I don't orgasm, that doesn't mean that I didn't have a good time. That doesn't mean I didn't enjoy myself. That means that next time I'll be able to experience this, but this time I was able to experience different things in this activity. So I just always say have fun, practice safe and just enjoy yourself. You never know what's gonna happen.
It's all about having fun.
Have fun. Say fun. Say fun.
Okay,
Say fun.
for sure. Let's dive into another question. Do you think most couples are comfortable with having conversations about sex? I think a lot. I think a lot of people what they do is when they're with that person, they try to just figure out what they like instead of having a conversation of what they like. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, well, let me see if she likes this, and I'll make a move and see if she like this. If she don't like it, then instead of having that conversation. So what do you think about that?
I think people are scared to talk about sex with their sexual partners,
Okay.
especially the partners that have been in long-term relationships.
Mm.
Right? So I mean, when you think about a sneaky link,
Yeah.
you might not see them again, you might will, you probably
Mm.
don't really care about their opinion of what you look like and XYZ, right? So
Yeah.
you probably be like, look, I like to be smacked from the back, choke, block
Mm.
from my head against the wall. You see what I'm saying? You probably throw that all out there.
Yeah, for sure.
With your partner who's been knowing you for since high school, right?
Hmm.
Since we got married 14 years ago, 30 years ago, right? Or even if we're not talking about marriage, we're talking about just long term partnerships. We're talking about people who have established this routine of having sex this type of way. Now,
Hmm.
I'm not saying one position, but however, we have a Rolodex of a couple of positions that we have went through in this relationship and that we're comfortable with, and this what our go-to, right?
Mm-mm.
It's not like we're open to new things all the time. So it's a lot of fear, it's a lot of stigma.
Mm-mm.
It's a that what will my partner think if I bring something
Mm-hmm.
new? Or they gonna think I did it with somebody else. Or they gonna ask where I got this from. Ooh, they want me to do it like porn. Ooh, it's
Yeah.
always it's the human in us that want to question things. So before we even like ask our partner or have a conversation with it about it, we probably like just kind of knock ourselves down and be like, nah, we're gonna just keep doing it the way we've been doing
Hmm.
it. It's good. It ain't broke. We ain't gonna fix it. Type of stuff.
But
But
you can.
it's just weird. People don't. That's just not the thing that we talk about. And it has a lot to do with like generational things too, like behavior patterns, how you were brought up. Because a lot of us who are adults that's not talking about sex were children who weren't talking about sex with adults either.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not like, it's okay to talk about sex with your homeboy, your homegirl, how you like it, what he didn't do, what she didn't do. But then, like, bringing that to the table to your mate, that's like a whole different conversation. That's like bringing it to your mother or your father and saying, "These are the questions I have about sex." We're just
Yeah.
not doing it. We're not
And,
doing it.
and that's just what I was saying. Look, Maggie Bowser, she said, I think people just naturally learn each other over time, and that's
They
see,
do,
I
and they
think that's
create patterns,
yeah, they create
and then
patterns
we
that like
repeat them.
yeah, exactly, and that's why I think the question is asked: Are people comfortable? Because they might not be comfortable asking that question, so they rather just learn over time what they like and don't like. But
Hmm.
the negative part is that person might be still scared to tell that partner what they actually like. You know what I'm saying? That partner might like to watch porn or something, but they're scared to actually
Hmm.
tell that partner, like, So,
And then these create other issues in a relationship. That's why I always press transparency.
mm,
Because at the end of the day, no, you can't change anyone. No, you can't make them like the things that you like. But if you truly like these things, and in order to be authentic to who you are and what you like, you should be able to bring that to your partner and say, "Hey, I like XYZ, or I want to discuss with you about these topics. I want to talk about this type of way I want to receive pleasure or have sex." And they should be comfortable to say, "Hey, you know, that sounds great. I want to try it." Or, "That's not necessarily something that I wanted to try, but since you want to try it, maybe we can come to some type of agreement of how we'll both feel comfortable trying this type of experience." So
mm,
it's really a lot. It has to do a lot of with communication. But if you are in a relationship where you barely communicate, the communication skills is not all the way there. Talking about sex is like talking about money sometimes and
mm.
bills. It's like, that's like a stressful conversation. So you rather sometimes have the lighthearted conversations than these really
Y-
sticky ones. But
yeah,
they are the most important.
and I think a lot of people, they don't want to run that person that they are so into away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I remember,
that's
I
yeah.
remember, okay, this might go a little off topic, but I remember one time I posted a pic, and it was like, this chick was, I think she was spitting in this guy's mouth or something,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
so, um, so
Snowballing.
that's what it's called. It's called snowballing.
It's yeah, yes. It's another. I mean, they swap all kind of fluids, but spit is
Yeah.
one of them. Hmm.
So when I posted, people was like, people was like, "Oh, I'll never do that. It's so nasty. That's blah 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 and all that." But you never know. Somebody might like that. That female or that male might like that, but they're just uncomfortable to tell that partner. They don't want to run that partner off and be like, "Ugh, like you like that and stuff." And
I
uh,
mean, that's just like,
snowballing.
the Kevin Gates. So is that his name?
Ah,
The one that licked the
yeah,
ass, and then
yeah,
you got
Kevin
all the
Gates.
people out
Yeah,
here that don't lick the ass. I mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's different strokes for different folks. But you should definitely, if you're going to be in a long term relationship, if you're going to have sex with somebody, you definitely should be able to have these type of conversations. That's just what it is. I feel like
Yeah.
if I can't have an open conversation with you, then maybe you're not the right partner for me,
Hmm.
sexual partner or however, because it seems great right now, but over time, the longevity of it usually can cause friction,
Mm.
because if you don't give someone what they truly desire, it's not like they're going to stop desiring it. It's
True.
just they may not ask you for it. They may go and look somewhere else
Mm.
for it, and everything else.
Yeah.
I was always a person who will be open to at least trying everything once, being open to
Yeah.
what you like, and then we can. I always tell people, just come back, create boundaries, and then reassess every 3 months.
Yeah.
Is this
Exactly.
something I like?
And
Is
now
this is this
having
yeah.
this conversation, I think is important to have this conversation because, like you said, I mean, if this person doesn't like doing that, then they might actually try to find that person who was doing that, and that can cause a lot of things. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
but Shane G said, shout out to my boy Shane G. He said communication and being open minded about each other's turn ons and dislikes can open the door to a healthy sex life.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
Shane G,
And
great
that's what it's
comment.
about. That's exactly what it's about.
Yeah. Okay, Bobby Wright. He said, how soon should a person begin a conversation about sex?
Soon as you, if in my opinion, because we can talk about a lot of things, because
Mm-hmm.
people have sex on the first date. So
Mm-hmm.
I think when you can feel the conversation or the flow of things, or you feel that sexual tension or energy between someone, and you both know that engagement of sex is going to happen soon, whether it's today,
Yeah.
this minute, next week, or whatever, that's a great time.
Ah.
If you're a
Okay.
couple, today,
Mm-hmm.
right now, you know what I'm saying? Don't wait. If you already a couple, it's no need to wait. Just go ahead, fix some wine, put on a good movie that
Yeah.
may have sex in it if you need to, kind of get into the flow and say, hey, I would like it like that. Or hey, have you ever thought about that? Or you write
Yeah.
a list. He has a list and she has a list
Mm.
of all the things they want to try. And then you show each other a list. And
Yeah.
then you try to decide what can you actually offer them off the list. I'm going to offer you this one thing, one for one. He offer you one thing off the list. She offer you one thing off the list. And you can
Mm.
decide how long you want to do that for your
Okay.
comfort zone.
For sure.
Now, some things are just, like big scary goals. You may not ever get to the threesome you want, but hey, put it on the list. You never know. 20 years down the road, she might be ready for that threesome. So
Yeah.
just put it out there, and you
Mm.
can you can actually have threesomes in so many different ways without incorporating a real person or having a person. It's so many different ways. I mean, somebody could be a third that participates, somebody could be a third that watches, somebody could be holding some hair. I mean, I just hooked up a couple of things. So it's
For
and I
sure.
can give you some toys to make you seem like you're in the threesome. So you just never
Yeah.
know.
Okay. Bobby China Ruffin says sex games are good for couples. Okay,
They
Bobby.
are. They
Mhm.
are.
All
Anything that
right.
kind
So
of just spark creativity.
no
Definitely.
doubt. um. Okay. So let's get. How important is foreplay?
Very.
Is it underrated?
No.
It's not underrated.
Is it underrated? Yes, it's underrated. Not overrated. Underrated, definitely.
Uh.
Because it's at the top of the list. There is no sex without foreplay.
Okay.
It
Okay.
just don't work like that. Women need at least 20 minutes of foreplay before they're warmed up and aroused and everything's all perky and ready for
Mm.
you to pounce. We need at least 20 to 45 minutes, let's say that. But I always say 20 because it's less intimidating for the men.
So
But
so
at least
20 minutes worth of foreplay. That
at
female,
least
she's ready.
at least. So 30 would be great.
30 minutes of foreplay. So
Because
guys,
it's
step
at
step
least 20 minutes, 20 to 45 minutes.
20 to
So
40,
30 is a good window.
35 minutes of foreplay. That female might be ready to jump on him after 30, like if 10
Yes.
minutes.
Because we take the female body takes time to respond. See, like
Mm.
men, y'all visual creatures. As soon as you get to looking, your body gets to responding. You're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Everything start to women, we can look, our mouths might get wet, but it takes some time for you. Men know it takes time to get a woman to like, oh, she just looked at me. I brought a hard penis. I stuck my finger in there. She's wet. To
That's it.
waterfall. You see what I'm saying?
I
That
got you.
takes time. That takes time to
Take your
work
time, guys.
to the body to get to that stage. It's not like you can just bring penis in, you get waterfall.
Mm.
Or, some people like to work on it at home. That's what I always suggest to women. You're going, have your little date,
Mm-hmm.
masturbate first. Work on yourself, do a little edging, get you a little ready, help him out too. That way you'll almost be there once the foreplay go through, then you'll be ready and you might experience that orgasm that you like.
Ah, okay. That's male or
Foreplay is so
female, right?
important.
That's male or female, right? Just go ahead and get a little masturbation on before
You
you
might
have
as
that date.
well. That's what I say.
Yeah. And
Get it,
you won't
get
seem
it
too
ready.
you won't
And
seem
most men they prep anyways. A lot of men prep. They like to get the first one out. They be on
yeah.
the second one so they can last a little longer. You know how they do.
Yeah, you don't want to seem too thirsty, so let me go ahead and get that first one out the way. That way we can
Yeah,
have a,
yeah, yeah.
I
They
I
don't
don't.
want to do the little 5 minutes and they be like, "That's all you got."
Yeah, and that way you don't seem so aggressive. You could drop off and don't press all on it because you didn't already didn't had that. So like I'm gonna let them make it for this night.
Hmm.
You don't want to be
Hmm.
like damn female like damn he trying to hit it on the first date. So get them nerves and get that get that out you first.
And then yeah, you can after that first nut, you can always decide: is this somebody I really want to sleep with or not?
Okay,
It
okay,
kind of gets your mind right, especially for single people.
okay,
Definitely get the
Bobby.
first one out, male and female. That way you get your mind right, then you decide, because by the time you give yourself that first one, You be like, dang, that was good. You might be set. Might not need
Mm,
nothing else.
for sure. And and I think a lot of guys sleeping on that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
With the foreplay, they kiss on the neck for a couple minutes, and then after that, they like,
Yeah.
hey, let's jump in it. But yes, like you say, maybe
It's
35,
9
30.
types of orgasms. Just help her get one of them.
And guys, if after 5 minutes of foreplay, if she try to jump on you, just push her back a little bit, and say, nah, not yet. That way, shoo, when the time comes, you didn't already complete your mission. You good. You good before you even started.
Just explore the whole body. Do a little neck, do a little
Uh,
nipples, do a little inner arms, a little behind the knees,
behind the
Little
knee.
yes, fingering.
Okay.
The art of fingering is so nice. Pull out a
Ooh.
toy. There's so many things that you can do to
Okay.
warm. You want to get them warmed up. You want to get them warmed up and aroused.
Mm. What was
In
your
the
book? Let's get to this book that you wrote. What was this book about? You
Okay,
dropping
first of
some.
all, the books that I wrote were not about sex.
Oh. Okay.
They were about,
Uh,
first of all, one was about me becoming a sexologist. A lot of it was about my healing journey.
okay.
Coming to into my authentic self and what that looks like. And yes, me as a sexologist, me as a lady who was married, me as a woman who was going through divorce and now the single life. So that's kind of what I've been writing about. Now the
Okay.
erotica is a little bit different. It got a little, a little truth, a little storytelling.
Mm,
It's exaggerated for your pleasure, of course. But
okay.
a lot of it is still going to touch on just exploring the female body, just being free in your own skin, masturbating, having sex, whatever it is that you desire, just really owning what you want, asking for what you want, and then,
Mm,
getting it
okay. Miss Martin says, where's the male G spot located?
in the anus.
Yeah, Bobby answered that too. She said they butt over
It's
there.
definitely in the anus, but hey, I always tell people if you want to, explore the male G spot and you don't want to go all the way in the canal, you can always, get a little rim job going, right?
Yeah.
If they're not into the rim job, because people act like they're not into the rim job, you can
Okay.
also just put pressure on the perineum, which is that little bitty, like people call it the gooch, that little bitty triangle, that Bermuda triangle
Yeah.
that's like below the scrotum sac and like right
Mm.
before the anus, that little landing strip. You
Mm-hmm.
put a lot of pressure on that. It can stimulate the male G spot too, just like if you put pressures on the Mons Pavs area, which is the top of the vagina of a woman,
Mm.
that will stimulate the G spot. So it's however you like to do it.
Okay.
I'll tell people,
Mr. Lawrence.
kind
Mr.
of give a
Lawrence said,
little
hey,
with a little
okay.
same time.
Mr. Lawrence said, ain't no straight man doing that. Is that true or
Straight men are
false?
doing it. They
Okay.
are.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, here's the thing.
Mm.
Men, first of all, people enjoy orgasms.
Mm.
Men, male and female. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
no, if a male wants to explore the the male G spot, that does not make him gay. That does not make him bi. That does not mean he likes men, right? That just means that he wants to experience a G spot orgasm. What's wrong with
Mm.
that?
Yeah.
Now, not every person is comfortable, and if it's not for you, that's cool. But I don't think we should be out there labeling people who are actually comfortable with having these type of activities and want to label them to be a certain type of way. That's just like
Yeah.
that's what so much stigma behind sex is why people are afraid to have conversations about how they really want to have sex, what they really desire.
He hit
But
the with the
hey,
correct. Yeah. To
you're
each his
missing
own.
out on a good G spot orgasm, sir. I just told you how to get it without going in the butt. I would advise you to rewind like 30 seconds
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
play on the Bermuda Triangle, and you might be able to experience that too. You never know.
Okay. And like I said, you don't have to rewind this, but you can after the show. If you
Yes,
can go
after
check
the
it
show,
out on YouTube, you can go check it on Apple
yes, the playback,
Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. It's on everything, so you
all
can.
platforms,
It's on
all
all
platforms.
platforms and stuff like that. So, oh, he correction. He correction. He said this straight man is not doing that. But she
I
said
understand that. I
She
understand
she
that.
gave you
And there's
another
a lot of men
option.
out there not licking butt either. So I got you. I
Yeah,
understand.
to each his own. Miss Martin, who asked the question, she said, "My husband said, hell no. His mind is his G spot." Okay, okay.
And a
Hey,
lot of, and honestly, and I don't want to pull a race card, but it's a
okay.
lot of our black men. You know,
Ah,
it's a lot of our black men. They're the ones that are so frightened by it,
mm,
mostly frightened by it. And I'm saying that it's coming from a black female.
yeah,
Other
yeah.
races may be more open to just exploring sexuality and not putting a gender role on what sex look like. And that's what we do. We put this gender role on it. Men supposed to do this, women supposed to do this, receive sex in this type of way, and that's just what it is. It's like a girls wear pink and boys wear blue, and that's a wrap.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Anderson McKinley. He definitely gets down, and he always talks about doing those type of activities. So he's not afraid to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That's the only.
they got
So
some freaks out there who ain't
shout
they
out to him.
flagging it. They waving
Yeah.
their flags. It don't matter. They educating everybody.
He one of them country boys. So hey, them country boys, they don't be caring. So to each his own though. Um. So. Um. So we're talking about the we talked about the toys and stuff like that. Um, how important is sex toys, and should they be embraced more in the bedroom? Because I don't think a lot of guys is embracing the toys.
They might not be. The smart guys are.
The
The
smart guys are.
smart guys are. Yes.
Mm,
High fives to all the smart guys out there that's not
mm,
intimidated by toys, that know that toys do not replace a man or a penis, that knows that toys are for the pleasure of a female, that knows
mm.
that toys add to the excitement, and toys is your friend. It's like teamwork make the dream work.
That's true. So if
If
they need a
I
toy,
know I can give you one orgasm, right, through penis or through oral sex, right, but then I know I can add two or three or four more orgasms to that. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why you so upset.
and if they need a toy, they can just come holler at you.
Of course, because I sell those toys. I got all your bedroom tools. I can help you pick it out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Couples,
Okay.
singles.
What do you
That's
say?
my
That's the
business.
number. Is the number one toy right now? Is that the rose? The rose.
Okay, look here. I'm not sponsored by the Rose, so I can say whatever I like. It probably is very popular. I think that a lot of toys that get seen on TikTok and YouTube and Amazon, they go viral on Facebook and all that. They are great tools to throw away after use.
Okay.
After one time use, usually maybe twice. Okay, so when it comes to toy level, to me,
Mm.
first of all, let's just talk about the Rose. The Rose is a suction cup toy, right?
Okay.
So it is
Okay.
supposed to be a clitoral stimulation where it's supposed to give you this suction creation that all of us like.
Mm.
But with the Rose, it actually had the technology that it has in that toy. It actually just do sucking, 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 right?
Okay.
Which eventually can enlarge your clitoris. And these are the things they don't tell you about, because clitorises and
Mm.
penises are the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all started off as clitoris, and then some of them got longer and dropped to penises,
Mm-hmm. For
right?
sure.
So
For sure.
if you don't want that, the clitoris sticking out, give you this type of enlarged clitoris look, I would not suggest the rose.
You know,
I would suggest,
a Facebook. Hold on, a Facebook friend of mine. She said she used the rose and her left clitoris or something, lip or something. It was is numb. So she said she go use it again to make sure it's still working. But she
hey,
said that
I mean,
enlarges it.
it gets the job done, but over time, yes, because it's only doing that suction. So just imagine just sucking and
Oh,
sucking and sucking and sucking. When you suck something so long that it
yeah.
pulls the skin out.
Mm.
I would suggest the womanizer. That is something I sell, but the womanizer is one of the top brands out there in the sex toy world, and that's because they use air pressure. right? So it do a
it's
suction
called the
and a
womanizer.
spitting at
It's
the same time.
it's called the womanizer.
The womanizer.
Hold on, you said it sucks and spit?
It does a feel,
Oh,
not a
oh.
yeah. So it
Ah,
gives you that release of not constant suction because in
mhm,
between the suction is doing like an air pressure squirt back, if that makes sense.
mhm.
Again, I don't sponsor the toy. I just know all the great toys because I like to use them myself. So
Pretty
yeah, I would definitely suggest like the womanizer over the rose. But I
yeah.
mean, it's Benz's, it's Hondas, it's whatever you like. But I always tell people research the toy.
Prentice
Look
Hope
at the
said,
everything is made with the materials. Make sure it's good for your body. If you don't know how to say it, don't get it because I mean, who wants to put something in their body that they can't even pronounce? So just be smarter,
mm.
you
You,
know.
you,
And if you do buy something like that, just throw it away after so many uses. I would say two
yeah.
to three uses
Oh,
because
okay.
the cleaning itself, it's hard to clean those type of things too.
Okay.
You can't take it all apart.
Prentice Hope said, don't use the toy too much because the lady might get used to the toy rather than the original. Is guys scared of that she might like the toy more than the original?
Buy different toys. You don't
Buy
have to
different toys,
buy
Prentice.
toys that looks like penetrative toys. You see what I'm saying? That's great. If you if you feel like you want to fill her up more, to add penetration, like say we had sex, right?
Yeah.
And I may have came and she still looked like she want to go. That might be a great time to pull out a penetrative toy, right?
Hmm.
Because now I am helping stimulate her inside, right? Like she was feeling a second ago and kind of helping her out. There's nothing wrong with that. That'll be a great time to pull out a two after. Okay. Because women, we can have up to 10, 12 orgasms. We can orgasm a
Hmm.
lot. We
Yeah.
really can. More than men.
Yeah.
We can. So all you're doing is adding to the play. You don't have to always use a penetrative toy. You can use clitoral toys. You can use G-spot toys. You can use anal toys. You can use finger toys for fingering. It's so many different things that you can use. So why are you thinking that it's replacing the woman or that the woman is not going to need you? Buy her a great toy that's like a Benz, possibly one for me, right?
Hmm.
Then when you do go out of town, you got to work and all these other things. She can be at home, pleasing herself, sending you some videos and all that good stuff, right?
Mm.
Warming herself up because it takes 20 to 45 minutes of foreplay up for you so that you don't have to do as much work
Mm.
when you get there. It's all in how you look at it. Why are you looking at it as a replacement? I'm looking at it as an enhancement.
Yeah. Yeah. Save you the work.
Yeah. So like don't be so 19 whatever 19 about it like oh it's gonna replace me. No, sex toys been out forever and they have yet to replace penis today.
Is the bullets past it? Is that an old school toy? I mean,
No, bullets are still here. They just
bullets are
remake them into all kind of different looks. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a lipstick bullet, we got a rise and shine that's a couple toy that's a bullet. So bullets just some of them are silver, some of them are covered with silicone. They got
mm.
a million different bullets. Bullet just means smaller version, certain amount of speeds, a bullet like round tip type of feel.
Okay. Okay. Bobby,
Thimble might work.
yeah, Thimble Mine. Bobby, she tapped in one of the questions and stuff like that. And I heard somebody say this, but do you think anal sex dangerous? Is that dangerous? A lot of people are scared. A lot of females are scared. They like it hurt. What
It
can
can.
ease? I mean, is that dangerous for? Is that healthy? You know, I mean, what's up with that?
All sex is healthy if you practice healthy, safe sex, right?
Mm, mhm.
Um, Anal sex can be dangerous. It can be
That
if
you
you
say very
don't
dangerous.
practice it in the correct way.
Oh,
More importantly, anal sex, before you have any sex, you have to have a conversation. You can't just have anal sex like, oh, we in the bed and oh, we about to get it on and oh, I just slipped my penis in the rear door.
hmm.
That's not how it works. You definitely have to have a conversation about it, whether it be with a male or a female, right? Because your anus does have muscles, right?
Hmm.
And they will tighten up, just like it takes women the 20 minutes for foreplay. That's so that we can relax all of our muscles in our vagina and get comfortable. Same thing with anal. You want to relax all those muscles. So even when you're thinking about going into anal play, you want to definitely use lube. You
Mm.
know, preferably a silicone lube or at least a 50-50 lube because you're about to have some backdoor play. You're about to have more friction than the front door. So you definitely want that silicone lube to counteract that friction.
Yeah,
So
not no spit.
lube, not spit. Spit is not lube.
Hmm.
Spit is not lube. Spit
Yeah,
is not lube.
a couple females are saying you have to relax, relax.
Relax. And the relaxing process come from something like foreplay, but we're thinking
Okay.
about anal. So rim job, right? A little kissing, a little rim job around the anus, get it all
Yeah.
prepared, right? A
Uh huh.
little body massage, a little relaxing,
Mm.
maybe a little dirty talk. I mean, it goes into relaxing the body to preparing the person for anal sex. It has to be prepared. And then
Yeah.
you also need a safe word, which says, at this moment, this has become uncomfortable more than enjoyable. So safe word means stops immediately. It don't mean, oh, to go slower. No, it means when I say this word, you just stop everything you're doing, stop right there, and possibly come out. Or it just might be a hold period, but it's not a do it slower or keep going. When you open up to anal sex, especially people who haven't had anal sex, you definitely have to have a conversation about it. You definitely have to talk about it. You definitely have to get comfortable about it. You definitely probably need to create a schedule of what time we're going to have anal sex. Not like we talk about it and then tomorrow you try to slip it in. No, let's try this on Wednesday. We're gonna Wednesday is the day to explore. We're
Okay.
gonna do something off the kink list, and if anal is on the kink list, maybe we'll try that today. We're comfortable. We're in the zone. We prepare. We have lube at the desk. We can add more lube because there's never too much lube, and
Mm.
you get into the groove of it. But you have to have a conversation. It has to be with someone that you trust. It have to be in a safe zone, and you have to listen to somebody's body
Mm.
because if anything tears or any damage, it can be dangerous. It can.
And like you said, you got to create safe words.
Safe words: pineapples, bananas,
Mm.
whatever.
Yeah.
Anything besides yes and no. So
Yeah, for
anything
sure.
besides the word no.
Yeah. Stop. Go.
Or
Stop.
stop. Or
Yeah. You know
stop.
what I'm saying?
Yes,
For
no
sure.
stop. Safe words are not stop or no.
So anal sex can be dangerous, but if you have that communication, if you talk about it, if you create safe words and
Use
use
lube.
lube, it can be more safer.
It can be a safe and fun practice to explore.
And
Yes.
no spit, guys, no spit.
No spit. I mean, I
Nope.
mean, the fact that y'all want to use spit don't even want to lick the butt.
Yeah. Yo, guys, go invest in some stuff like that. Go invest in the lube. Go invest in all that type of stuff.
And I have
Stop being
great
cheap.
lube. Great.
She has lube.
I have great lube because I mean it's different levels to lube. Even when I was talking about earlier with reading the things on the label, when you go into the sex store and you look at products, read the back of the ingredients because even KY jelly is used to lubricate planes. And if you want to lubricate your vagina like they lubricate a plane,
Mm.
so be it. I like the liquids. It's a really good brand. It's hybrid. It's vegan friendly. It's really great. That's just what I like. But people like what they like. And like I say, hey, I would definitely read the ingredients on the back and decide if that's something you want to put in your body because you are what you eat and put in you. Mhm.
Okay, Miss Danielle, she has the fantasies of being double penetrated, but she used the butt plug instead. Okay.
See, that's that thing about the threesome I was saying. You can have that idea of having a threesome, but still kind of play into it a different way.
For sure. Yeah. Just gotta be creative with it. Okay, she said,
Hmm.
"Oh, baby all is baby. You recommend
Baby
baby all?
oil is not a lube.
Baby all is not a
The
lube."
only thing that I would possibly vouch for right now is coconut, right? Extra virgin coconut oil, possibly, because it is all natural and people have been using it since the times of times.
Yeah, for sure.
Baby oil is not lube. It will not help you against friction or none of those things, and it may cause um infections as well. I
Okay.
wouldn't suggest it, but people still use Vaseline.
Okay. Um, Here's another one. Why do females like being choked? Why do y'all like being what is up with that? Like, I mean, how why
How
do
do
you
you
like
know men
almost
don't
losing
like to
your
be choked?
breath? Huh?
How do you know men don't like to be choked?
I don't see men talking about it. Maybe they're embarrassed to say they like being choked and stuff, but it's usually a female that says they like to be choked. So I just like, I mean, what is like having hands around your neck and almost losing air? What's so hot about that?
It heightens the orgasm.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it heightens the orgasm. Like when the endorphins is up and everything is being released, and it's like, oh, at the height of a climax. I mean, like, who?
Is that the perfect time to try to choke your girlfriend or the girl is when she's about to climax and then you just boom put your hands around her neck?
No, everything is gentle, slow. You want to be
Ah,
gentle. You want to slowly apply pressure. You definitely want to make sure you're not covering all those glands that are really gonna like kill you.
mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't
So
want to choke her to death.
it's always proper handling when you're choking. It's like an art to it. I heard I was a good choker though. Someone told me that in class.
Hold on, a guy said you was a good choker.
No, 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 no,
That's
no. That's not what I said. I said someone told me that at a class. That's what I
in
said.
in a class that you was a good choker.
At a class.
Hey, what's
Someone
the
told me
proper
that.
way? I mean, is it well? I mean, the neck is not that big, so
Yeah,
do
it's a
you?
certain type of way. You want to kind of grab more on the outside. So even when you're thinking about like applying pressure, you
Mm-hmm,
don't want to apply too much pressure to the center part, but
mm-hmm.
lightly, but more or less getting up under that neck like that. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
you giving some good
But
tips.
it's like a little art to it.
Do you teach class? You teach classes on
I
this?
teach all kind of classes.
Okay, for sure. Uh, okay.
I teach how to spank
I
people
see a
really
lot of women
nicely too.
commenting it. Okay. My boy said I see a lot of women, and shout out to my boy Westbrook. He always commenting on the show, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for the support. But he said I see a lot of women commenting. They like all toys, foreplay, trying new things, but the men laughing it off. Learn that, learn that woman, fellas, for sure. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
doubt, man. Yeah, real
And a
talk.
lot of people are, you know, they're women are talking about it more.
Mm,
So since women are talking about it more women are having the courage to really ask for what they want.
mm-hmm,
So you gotta be in tune with it. I don't think don't make it such an emotional thing,
mm,
as like pride wise. Don't be so egotistic about it. Because if you
yeah,
wanted to try some, I mean, like how many men really out there really want to have threesomes and never tell their wife because they know their wife is not gonna give it to them.
yeah, for sure.
But just think about the people who have told it to their wives, and not to say that they got them a threesome, but how that might have opened the relationship to other possibilities. Even
Mm,
if it's the woman flirting with more women, it don't always have to be taken to the bedroom. This could be us having an open flirting conversation, sexual wise with another couple, another woman. That's not intimidating because we're just exploring. It's all about exploring.
yeah, no doubt. It's about exploring, having fun, and being grown at the same time.
Grown. We grown. So
Yeah,
why
for
not?
sure. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, because I always thought, I always see females talking about they like being choked, and
We do. Some do. Some do.
yeah, for sure.
Some don't. Some do.
Yeah, so guys, what I'm saying, don't just ask your lady, if they like being choked. You know what I'm saying, not in an angry way, but just
Yeah.
sexually, or just
Yeah.
try it, just gently, like she said, like my girl Brooke said, just try it.
I
And
think once you start creeping up, consent is everything. So I want let me back up and say that
mm,
consent is everything. Asking for consent is amazing because then you'll get a real yes or no. But I
mhm,
think if you kind of gradually, especially if you're comfortable having sex with somebody, this is not your first time, y'all a couple, and you just kind of want to explore new things. I think if you gradually work yourself, by the time you get into, people who don't like to get choked, by the time you get right here,
mm.
that you can feel their body language, their breath shortening, and all that. So you'll know if this something they're comfortable with or not. So reading somebody's body language, just getting in tune with how they're breathing, all that kind of comes into play in sex itself. But definitely when we're talking about anal and choking and all these things. But yeah, it does releases the endorphins. I mean,
Mm.
the hormones and everything is heightening. I always tell people, men or women, however, if you're about to, right before you have that climax, especially like if you're in riding position, you know what I'm saying, or male on top, or you just kind of like slide her towards the end of the bed and then what head kind of dip over and you choke at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Splash.
Golden,
Splash.
golden.
Hey man, guys, y'all need to pay attention. Pay attention because some guys out there winning. They're learning these tips from people like yourself, and they're
Mm-hmm.
implying them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so when they do, if something happens and they break up and they get with a guy like you who don't like to open up and do these type of things, then you might get left because she be like, I had my ex was doing this and that, and now you feeling certain kind of way.
I mean, because money only goes so long. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Mm,
can be with you for the money, for the security, and all this. And that's a role that men play, and we love that role that men play, right? But sex plays
mm,
such a big part in it, and
mm.
it's gonna be somebody, whether male or female, on the side that is filling that void that you are not filling by not asking or willingly trying to participate and find the solution for what type of sex that your partner desires. So
For sure, for sure. Um, Bobby's talking about eye contact. Eye contact is important.
mhm, definitely.
Dang.
All
Like,
that stuff just heighten the orgasm. All that just
yeah,
make it, a full experience.
crazy. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I seen this question go back and forth. People are saying this. People are saying this
Oh
that.
jeez.
What technically is squirt? I know I didn't use the proper term, but you know, to get straight to the point, what technically is that P? Is what is it? I mean, a lot of guys they want it in their face. A lot of guys just like it on them. I mean, but they don't know what it is. They just like it.
Because it's exciting. And I think if you like it, then why should you be questioning it? But to answer the question, I will. I think at the end of the day, if you enjoy it, why are you letting the stigmas of the world
uh,
stop you from doing something that you
mm-hmm.
enjoy? Get your shower, okay? Now, it is different squirting and going to showers. That's not what I'm saying. It's the same. But
Because you
we'll
said
talk about
get your shower.
get your shower, okay?
Okay, okay.
But we'll talk about what squirting is not because that's a lot easier to do. So squirting is not pee.
It's not P.
Squirting is not pee. So squirting is an involuntary release, right, of fluids after firm stimulation on one point.
Okay.
So clitoris, G spot, squirting, right? I had
Mm-hmm.
all this firm pressure on this one spot, right? And then I had this involuntary release because squirting is not female ejaculation either, right? So
Mm-hmm.
squirting is not pee. Yes, it is a release from the urethra. Yes, it does passes through the bladder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it might have the smallest little teeny tiniest ounce of pee when
Okay.
you
Okay.
bring
Okay.
it
Okay.
down to the scientificness of it all, right?
Yeah.
But no, this is not saying every time you masturbate that you're peeing all over yourself. Every time you have sex with somebody, you're squirting that you're peeing all over your bed. That's not what it's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So squirting is a mix of different fluids. Yes, they are trying to figure out what each fluid is, but it's only the smallest amount of trace of urine. And even men who ejaculate, right? When
Yep.
your sperm comes out, you even releases the smallest amount of urine. And y'all
Oh.
still be wanting
Okay.
people to swallow
Oh.
your cum,
Good point.
right?
That's a great point.
So
Great point.
what is the difference?
Mm.
We are all built the same. We all release that same type of
Like that.
fluid, right?
Yeah.
It's not pee. It's
Okay.
fun. I guess, I can't tell you what it all smells like because maybe people have different smells for whatever their body makeup is, what you eat, what you drink, and all these different things. But for the most part, it's not pee. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's not female ejaculation either because you can squirt, do
Yes.
masturbation without penetration, right?
Yep.
You can squirt with penetration and not orgasm either, right? Because this is an involuntary response. Female
Mm.
ejaculations come from the skin glands, and it's like that milky white consistency, like when a man
Mm.
comes as well. So two different things, but I guess it just sounds exciting, so they group it all together.
Facts. Terry, I'm not writing it down, but I will listen to the show again, and you know,
Put the tips down.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I always listen to the show like a couple times over. So, um, shout out to my boy Tommy Keys. Jason Size talking about his coochie gravy. I never heard that term before in my life.
Hey,
Coochie
whichever,
gravy. Okay.
whatever. I can't with
Um.
him. He know he a mess.
Yeah, he crazy. Bobby said, How do I make a woman squirt?" That's a little technical.
I say when you apply pressure to a certain spot, clitoris is always the easiest thing, but G spot too,
Okay.
because it's a G area. When you get to that spongy area and you do
Mm.
that, that constant hitter motion, like right?
Mm-hmm.
Or whenever you on the clitoris and you constantly, this is where toys come in. You can't do it
Mm.
if you can't do it with your penis or your hands or your mouth, right? This
Mm-hmm.
is where toys come in because toys can help you get to that level way quicker, help you experience these things
Mm.
that you may not have experienced. And toys are so small, you can put it on the clitoris while you're getting it from the back, while you're getting it from the front, and still have her have that type of experience. But it's just holding it on that spot,
Oh, okay.
applying firm pressure over time. You'll see it moving, getting all
Mm.
excited, like, oh, all the glands are filling up right here. It got to go somewhere. And that's just how it goes. I mean, it's no right or wrong way to do it. There's no, everybody
Mm.
can do it. It might not look like it looks on porn.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can do it. It just all depends on your body and if they arouse you enough, if you're aroused enough, you know.
Yeah. KT
If you
Griffin, we
can't do it,
talking
you're
about
not
the stuff we
broken.
like.
You just gotta, get you a toy, girl.
Yeah, bro. He said, "Bro, you got to get your groove on."
You gotta get
It's
your groove
it's
out.
he said it's kind of not intentional from his experience. Tommy Keys is trying to lace you up, Bobby. Right?
Yeah, it's just an
Prentice,
involuntary
he
response.
loves
You
it.
don't know it's gonna happen. It just happened. And that's why I tell women be comfortable with exploring because the
Mm.
more you're comfortable with exploring with yourself and you know how your body work, if you've never squirted before,
Hmm.
practice by yourself.
Yeah.
Because it may,
Do they
and
think they
especially
might
because
be
all this
P?
pee stuff out there, it
Yeah.
makes them so intimidated to even have this type of experience or release in front of a person who might be like, "But you peed all on me." You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
practice with yourself, get comfortable with yourself, because once you're comfortable with yourself, it don't really matter what. Well, it does, but you're more confident, sexually confident, so it's not gonna bother you about someone's opinion about how your body responds. Because I
Do
know
a
the
fe-
first time I squirted, I was like, "Oh my god, it's so weird."
do a female think that they're about to pee? That's why they be like, that's why they hold back.
So you definitely okay. So especially with G spot orgasms, so that's another thing that I teach when I teach like G spot training. So I always suggest you have G spot training, and that's just like getting a G spot toy and practicing, G spot pleasure or with yourself
Hmm.
because when you do have that experience, it can be uncomfortable. It can be uncomfortable to share that with somebody else. So the more you practice with yourself, the
Mm.
easier you're able to guide a person to that spot because it's like a whole area. It's not like a little button that people think that you can push. It's a
Mm.
whole area. It's a G area. So practicing all in that area, seeing what it's like, having that experience with yourself, it's just a lot more comfortable before you have that experience with a partner. If you
Facts.
never experienced that with a partner before.
Facts. Okay. Hey man, she just broke it down to you. That was That was great. That was informative. Hey, look, we're talking to sexologist Miss Brooke, also known as hold on, let me get the comment off. Uh but oh, and you also got a website and everything, but the Pleasure Boss. So, hey, if you want to hit up, if you want to inbox her about some toys or questions and
Mm-hmm,
tips and
mm-hmm.
everything, you can hit up, man. She gonna break it down to you. We not just talking about sex and funny and laughing and giggling about this. Is we getting informative.
It's a
She's breaking down.
lifestyle. It's
She's breaking
definitely a
down tips.
lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So we digging in deep, man. Like I said, she can break it down to you for sure. So so let's move on because we technically over hour, but man, this show is getting a little spicy. People this time in, people is I've seen a lot of people talking about what they like and what they don't like, and it's like, wow, I'm like, whoa.
See,
Um,
as I say, it's so much easier to talk to your friends about these things than your
yeah,
mate.
for
Now
sure.
go home and tell your mate all the things you like.
So, does size? Here's another question: does size actually matter? Because people saying it's the motion in the ocean and all
It
that type of
is.
stuff.
It
So,
is.
does size technically does it matter?
So this question all depends on the person, right?
Hmm.
So in a person's mind, does size really matter? Probably so. But knowing once you get the information and you get the knowledge to know that an average penis is only 4.5 inches.
The average penis is only 4.5 inches.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So everybody that's higher or above 4.5 inches is
mm.
above average.
Mm.
So when you think about that, is a 7 inch,
Mm.
is that small? Or is it only small compared to a 9 inch, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's above 4.5 inches, which is above average.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell people size really doesn't matter. People like what they like,
Yeah.
right? So they might like a long, a thick, a girthy, all these things, right? Veiny. But what matters the most is knowing the positions to work with the size that you have. Because even men with larger penises have to get in certain positions not to possibly hurt that person or to make a sexual experience comfortable, right? So
Mm-hmm.
same thing with smaller penises. You want to hit these different angles and these different positions where because the G spot is only 3.5 up, right?
Oh, okay. 3.5 and 4.5. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we're thinking about going 3 inches in and up, right? You
Mm.
don't really have to have a large tool for that. So it's all about hitting the right angles, knowing your position, knowing the woman's body, knowing what she like, knowing what she desire, and then giving her that.
Yeah, Miss Jackson with the comment.
She can keep
He can
doing.
keep them. Oh, Miss
That's what
Jackson,
most people say.
Miss Jackson. I can't believe you said keep Miss Jackson. Okay, shout out to Miss Jackson. Talk about
But then look, they
okay,
want the
Miss
9 inches
Jackson.
that pass up the G spot. It's just going in.
Oh man, Miss Jackson, she didn't threw me off with that. Okay, yeah, it don't matter how old you is. She say keep them 4 inches. Okay, Miss Jackson, that's what's up. Okay, oh Bobby with this. She say make sure y'all talk about
Yes.
the Kegel. How you say that? Kegel.
Kegel.
The Kegel
Some people say
exercises.
Kegel. I say Kegel. Tomato,
Mm,
tomato.
yes. And look, Miss
But
Brown.
that,
Miss
that is
not
very
you, Miss
important. It,
Lillian
it
Brown.
does keep your vagina up on level. It helps you against vagina prolapse because vaginas can fall out. We have had babies,
Mm.
we have cycles, we have all these things that may encounter us expanding our vagina. So it's always good to keep it tight and right and up and lifted and healthy. So it goes a long way.
Miss Jackson, stop commenting. Miss Jackson, oh my God, Miss Jackson say
I
she
don't
don't
want no
want
9 inches.
Miss Jackson and Miss Brown. What is this? Hey, Miss Brown, not you, Miss Lillian Brown. Oh my God.
See, you got to hit
Okay.
the 9 inches in a different type of position, friend. You got to
Yeah. I
You gotta
swear, if
hit
my
it in a
mom
different
come
type
in,
of
I'm ending
position.
this show.
Go from the side. Go from the little side to side profile, one leg up.
Okay. For sure, already. Okay, she said, I've been married 42 years and I learned something new. Oh, okay.
Well,
Hey,
great. I'm glad I was able to
that's
to
oh,
help
and you know what?
you get there.
Miss man, I gotta go back on the comments, but Miss Lewis, she said, how can they order toys from you?
You can
Uh,
inbox me right here on Facebook. I'm Brooke Coleman, or
mm,
on the Pleasure Boss page. Or you can go to my link and you can shop all night long at bkparties.com/6191. I do sell bedroom candy toys, but you know, hey,
okay. Bedroom candy.
I always say DM me, girl,
Ooh.
and we can get what you need, and then we just gonna handle it because it's 1, 2, 3. It's real easy.
Yeah,
All I need is your credit card info, your address, and it'll ship right to your house once I know you order.
tag me to that link. I'll post it on my page and stuff like that. So if you, hey,
Got
y'all want the, hey, what's this bedroom candy, dog?
you. Okay, so Bedroom Candy is a company that's of intimate toys by Candy Beers. You know, the
Hmm.
one that's on the Housewives and all
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been doing bedroom candy for about 6 years, and I love bedroom candy because they have great products. A lot of things that I talk about, we honor on bedroom candy. Like when I was talking about the lube, that's speaking freely. When I'm talking about toys that has 100% body safe quality silicone. When I'm talking about knowing what the labels say and making sure you understand all the wording. When I'm talking about even holistic approaches that I like to add in my own day to day activity that we do with bedroom candy. So to me, they are top of the line. They are boutique style. They might not have the rolls and all these things that you see online, but everything that's on the bedroom candy line is body safe. It is for your intimate pleasure and is for you, for your little tool to advance yourself, a little enhance and a little enhancement.
For sure,
So
Miss
I
Lily.
mean, I rock with Barrel Candy. Of course, I support other people as being a sexologist. I do give my opinions on a lot of things, but for me, Barrel Candy is where I started. That's a lot. All the toys that I use for masturbation usually come from the Barrel Candy line or Womanizer. All the lubes that I use are going to come from Liquids because I believe in their brand so much. So when you just know that something is good for your body, I promote what I like, what I know is good, what I use. So I rock with bedroom candy. So if you want to add a little something to your bedroom, a little playground,
Hmm.
I strap you up to the door. I strap you up on the floor. You
Okay,
know what I'm saying?
Miss
I hog
Lillian
tie you,
Brown.
whip
Miss
you.
Lillian Brown with the frozen grapes. I never heard of the frozen grapes. What's this frozen grape, Miss Lillian
Frozen
Brown?
grapes. What
She
is
she old
that?
school. She old school with it. So she coming with the
I have no. Is we talking about literally freezing grapes?
I don't Miss Lillian Brown, break it down to us. We don't know about these
What is we
frozen
talking
grapes.
about?
That's very interesting. Very
What are we
interesting.
doing with those?
OG. OG. She hey. I,
Look, I
Miss
mean,
Lillian Brown gonna mess around and have some youngster get, you know.
look, I'm the teacher and the student. I love to learn. Okay.
Okay.
I'll
Uh,
never pass up a lesson, girl. I love to
mm.
learn. Matter of fact, you need to book you a party, girl, so I come to your house.
Yeah, we gonna
We
get
can
into
teach
that
each
too.
other.
Towards yeah, we gonna get into that too in a few minutes. But hey, is it true that masturbation is healthy?
Very.
I heard stats. I heard stats and stuff like that. If you masturbate, it makes you look younger or stuff.
It
All
does.
kind of stuff, and
It boosts your immune system. Masturbation does a lot of stuff for you. It gives you a glow. It boosts your immune system. It gives you more energy. It makes you
okay.
more in tune with your body. Like masturbation is super healthy, although we've been taught differently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
Mm,
it's really all about overcoming those stigmas. We've been taught that touching yourself, solo play, oral, all these things are taboo or not godlike or not healthy, and it's really the healthiest form out there. I mean,
mm,
like self love is the best love, and solo sex is the best sex. And if you can't have sex with yourself and know how to please yourself, how can you go in a relationship and think that you can please someone else? How
yeah,
can you
facts.
have a healthy sexual relationship with a partner if you don't have a healthy sexual relationship with yourself? I'm just trying to figure out how this is possible.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
like I
but
said, stress. Hey,
we weren't taught these things.
stress it helps. Hey, you had a
It
long
definitely
day.
relieves stress. Yep, forgot to
Yeah,
say that.
you had
It
a long
definitely
day
is a
at
stress
work. Go
reliever.
home.
You
Yeah,
know,
for
it
sure.
increases your endorphins. I mean, you can burn calories. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of benefits from masturbating. That's why I
Mm.
promote it so much every Wednesday on Hump Day.
Oh, so you
Self
every
pleasure.
Wednesday you got to you promote
Self pleasure. Yeah.
self pleasure every Wednesday. Okay.
Self pleasure. Yes.
So how can they check this out? If somebody said, "Okay, yo, she promote this," well, how can they check that out?
So I usually do it on Facebook and
Mm.
Instagram. So I stream on Facebook live,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can catch it on my Instagram, and it's uploaded to my YouTube page as well.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you miss a Wednesday, you just kind of want to go back and look at the titles and see something else I've talked about. I talk about all kind of stuff. I usually try to keep the tips short and sweet,
Mm-hmm.
so you can practice it on a good Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I've
Come back
discussed,
Wednesday.
I mean, masturbation. I've discussed anal. I've discussed male G spot, female G spot. I've discussed any questions someone asks out there. I've discussed things that are, in the news, important to the front. I mean, I discuss what I like to discuss as well. Things that I feel that it's important, that are underrated, that people should be knowing more about. So it's always good to catch me on a hump day. It's light. I drink my wine, of course,
For
and
sure.
I just chill out and talk about sex. Cause why not?
Okay, so we let's wind it down a little bit. This has been a dope. This has been an informative show. It's been a fun show.
I've enjoyed myself.
But you also do fun parties. What's a fun
Mhm.
party? And how can somebody get in contact with you to do the fun party?
Hit me up right here on Facebook, Brooke Coleman, or the Pleasure Boss if you want to hit up my social media pages. But
Okay. Yeah.
shoot, get on my calendar because the girl be booked. That's number one. So
What's a fun party? What is that?
a
What
fun
what all of
party is a time for you to let your hair down. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? For you to get a little comfortable,
mm-hmm.
for you to invite your friends out, few or many, right?
Mm-hmm.
For you to ask questions, for you to seek the guidance. It's a time for us to have that one-on-one, whether it's a girls' night where it's all girls and we just sharing tips and tricks, and I might be teaching you about I have a dick sucking warrior party that might teach you
Yes.
about oral sex. I have something might teach you how to please the peach. I have things for
Mm-hmm.
couples. I have things for people who have never masturbated before. I have things for people who just want to learn how to add sex toys in their relationship. So
Facts.
fun parties are great. It just all depends on what type of party you like. I do all kind of parties, right? But fun parties is a time where we get together, right? We drink, if you like to drink, right? We let
Yeah.
our hair down, we get comfortable, and we ask those questions in a non-judgmental setting,
Mm-hmm.
right? We get to learn about toys because not everybody know about toys. We get to learn about front doors and back doors and clitoris and G spots and nipple orgasms, right? The erogenous zones. I mean, all these questions that we have about sex that we're not asking our partners, that we're not asking our parents, that we may not be able to get the correct answer on Google about.
Facts.
This is a time for us to, chill. And then, yeah, we play games. We eat a little bit, depends on what your hostess do.
No doubt.
I bring my dick sucking boots and I put on the shot.
Hey, and that was one of the questions though. I'm not trying to because you do these shows and stuff like that. But can you give a tip, male and female, how can they improve the oral sex? Let's start with the male because a lot of dudes just be doing their thing. They just be like they just lick everywhere and stuff like that. So if it's a guy out there, because guys they inbox me, they don't like to comment or whatever on the show.
They sliding DMs.
Yeah, they slide in the DMs. They ask me this and that. They don't like to put their business out there. But how can a guy improve his oral sex skills?
Okay,
What one tip would
I'm
you
gonna give
say?
you three little quick things because I like to
Yeah.
keep it. Okay, number one, pay attention to the female response. So see how her body is responding.
Mm,
That's your number one go to. Because if the body is not opening and inviting and saying, "Yes, I love this. Give me more." If the body is looking like, you're probably doing something that she doesn't like.
Mm.
Whether she's open to tell you about it or not, because it is uncomfortable. If you think sex is uncomfortable talking about, it's even more uncomfortable talking about during sex. So we
Yeah.
ain't gonna be telling you like that. Okay. So body response. Is the body open? Is it ready? Is it prepared? Is it saying yes? Give me more, right?
Yes.
Number two, the clitoris has over 4,000 nerve endings. The
Oh,
clitoris have more nerve
4,000.
endings than the head of a penis. Therefore, if you're gonna get on a nerve, right, get on the nerve of a clitoris
Mm.
because she's so perky. She has all these nice sensations, right? She have
Yeah.
all these nerve endings, so you could be way over here and that's exciting. You be over here and be over here exciting, right?
Yeah.
And because the clitoris is very large, it's not just that little bulb you see. It's
Yeah.
attached all the way back to the G spot as well.
Mm.
So explore the clitoris. That would be my number two. And
Okay.
number three, lick it like ice cream. Okay?
Looking
Like
like ice
ice
cream.
cream, right? Because ice cream is small and delicate, right? It
Yeah.
might fall off the cone. You're not gonna lick ice cream like
Yeah.
uh,
No. Yeah.
nice and slow and
Ah,
sensual. That's how you do the clitoris. That's how you do the vagina, the vulva, the
okay.
vulva. Because the
Okay.
vulva and the
I,
vagina are
I
different.
heard you use a lot
The
of
vulva,
spit. Somebody said lots of spit.
if they're into spit, right?
Okay.
Or you can use like a flavored lube as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like excessive spit. Some people like everybody use saliva, but not like you don't want to feel like you spit starting nothing.
Yeah. 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 For
Yeah,
sure.
because then I'm gonna be testing your oral hygiene. How good is your oral hygiene? Because that might affect my vagina. You feel
Yeah.
me?
For sure. Yeah. No
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah,
You got
yeah.
to think about things like that.
Yeah, you gotta think about these things. So, like for a woman giving a male oral, right? Um,
Mhm.
number one would be all men.
Oh yeah.
I was just categorize it. Now,
Okay.
excuse
Okay.
me, men who don't agree.
Okay.
All men like the scrotum played with,
Okay.
right? If you think he doesn't, try it anyways.
Uh-huh.
Let him tell you he doesn't after you try it, okay?
Mm.
Especially if he never tried it. Because why? We're getting close to the male G spot, right?
Mhm. Mm. Mm.
Mm-hmm. So, all men love a little scrotum play, a little fondling.
Okay.
Tip number two would definitely be find that triangle,
Ah.
which while fondling, you can do
Triangle.
that. While
Okay.
you can stimulate the male G spot externally, right? Outside
Yeah.
and not in the
Mhm.
inside. And then use lots of spit or lube. Okay?
Lots of spit.
Preferably
Yeah.
lube, a little flavor lube, but the wetter is the better. Definitely.
That's true. That's
Wetter
yeah.
is the better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So little fondling, find my triangle to put a little pressure on the G spot, fondling, pressure on the G spot,
Mhm.
very wet.
Bobby said double hands
Look,
or no
double
hands.
hands or no hands possibly, but hands are always needed too. So a combo of no, and then a combo of playing the trumpet. Mhm.
Ah, the trumpet.
Yeah, it's one of the things I teach in my dick sucking warrior class. I
Oh,
teach them about penile massages.
so you call it the dick sucking warrior class.
Yes,
I like
yes,
the title of that for sure.
yes, yes. Because I mean, it's a lot. It is stigma out there for women too when they think about giving head.
Yeah,
Or it's like dirty. It's like not what
for
clean
sure.
girls do or whatever it is. And really, when you go to giving oral sex, it's a really empowering moment for a woman. It really is. Because you
Mm,
have so much control over what this does, right? So if you go into it more as an empowering moment, I'm taking control. I'm the owner of this at the moment. I
Mm,
decide what it's gonna do. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I'm in control. Then the experience is a lot more liberating than I have to do this to please him.
mm-hmm.
So that's what I teach in those classes. It's more about empowering. Yeah, I teach them about. We do a lot of stuff. Just book a class.
Yeah, for sure. Book a class.
We
Um,
do a lot of stuff.
um, man, this has been a dope show. This has been a fun show. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking forward to this show. Because I knew the questions and it was gonna be informative and it was gonna be fun. It was just gonna be like it's gonna be a cool conversation. I also want to thank you for coming on this show because you didn't have to, and it's an honor to have um to have you on here. And this
I
was a dope
enjoy. I enjoy.
conversation that a lot of people are they don't want to have it or they want other people to have it so they can learn and you know
Mhm. Mhm.
get tips like this from it and stuff like that. But before we get out of here, I want you to tell people how can and also I'm gonna get the information. I'm gonna post it for y'all also. But how can they get in contact with you again as far as parties and toys and tips and stuff like that, or even the IG and stuff like so? How can
Mhm.
they get in touch with you?
So I am the Pleasure Boss on all social media. So you can find me under the Pleasure Boss on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, everywhere. I am the Pleasure Boss. You can
Mm,
also find me on Facebook. I'm very active on my personal page. For all the people who know, I cut up on my personal page too.
mm-hmm,
I am Brooke Coleman. My page is public, so anybody can DM me right here on Facebook, Brooke Coleman or The Pleasure Boss. Of course, you can click on my website, thepleasureboss.com.
mm.
If you want to shop with Barrow Candy directly, you can also shop at www.bkparties.com/6191 because 6191 represents your girl Brooke.
Okay, for
So
sure.
but I always tell people the easiest way to get with me, unless you're trying to book a session for me to talk to you and stuff, because that costs coins. You're gonna have to go through a different
For
link.
sure, for sure, no
If
doubt.
you're trying to buy a toy or something like that, you just kind of want to enhance your night. You want to see what we got, you can always DM me right here on Facebook or Instagram,
Hmm.
and I will send you a link. You can kind of look over the over the catalog, and I can help you personally find something that would be perfect for you, or you want to boo.
Yeah,
It's super easy,
no doubt, and
super super easy.
no doubt, and like I said, I want to thank you for coming on the show because, like I said, I asked the question, and I forgot the homie that tagged you and stuff like that, but I want to thank her
Hmm.
for tagging you, and I want to thank you for like wishing me a happy birthday too, like
I
the
know
day
it's just
before
all the
and
line.
stuff
It's
like
just
that.
all the
So
line.
you know what I'm saying? So I guess it just coincided. It was meant and stuff like that. And I would love to like, what I'm saying, do a part two in the future or something like that, and we could
Yeah.
we indulge more in the conversation and stuff like that. But you also have a podcast coming out too in a little while that you were saying also too.
Mm-hmm. In
So
September, I will be back on a podcast. Thanks to DJ Man,
for
and
sure.
Big
Shout out to the
Boom.
homie.
So I'll
Yep.
be back on the situation, doing my thing, answering all
Yeah.
your questions. But of course, anytime you need me, just let me know. You know,
Yeah, for
I'll
sure.
go ahead and get you on the schedule because I enjoy myself. I always
Yeah,
like to spread as much love and knowledge and positivity as I can.
no doubt.
I just love what I do. I really love what I do, and I think that there's so many of us that's not only miseducated,
Hmm.
because there's a lot of things that we have to unlearn.
For sure.
We're miseducated, educated, we're
Hmm.
undereducated.
Hmm.
It's a lot of things that we have to do, and it all starts with us. So this is my way of giving back. This is my way of put my voice out there. This is my way of being able to practice being free and liberated. So I
No
enjoy
doubt.
it. Anytime I can come and chat with somebody else or chat on my own podcast or hook up
Yeah,
one
no
on one
doubt.
with people like this. This it. This it. There ain't no more going back for me. I used to teach school, but this is it. I teach adults now.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I want to thank you for coming on. And also people that's watching the show, man. I appreciate y'all commenting. I appreciate all the people who liked it. I appreciate all the people who shared it. And I will get that information out to y'all. If I don't give it out to y'all tonight, I'm definitely gonna get it
Y'all
out
put
to
it
y'all
on.
to
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on post it.
yeah, I'll
I
definitely
got
have it
you.
out y'all in the morning and stuff like that. So I like I said, I thank you for coming on. I appreciate you, Miss the Pleasure Boss.
Yes.
And you have a great night. I thank you.
You too. I enjoyed. Bye, everybody.
All right, 100. All right, so look, man, that was a dope show, man. It'd be a dope show after a dope show, man. This is the Kickback Podcast, man. This is what we do. This is what I do, man. You know what I'm saying? Give out great shows, great conversation, and stuff like that. And the people that's watching, y'all help create the dope show too and stuff. But man, we had a great conversation about sex. That was the sexologist, the pleasure boss, Miss Brooke Coleman. And I will have that information for y'all to if y'all want to buy toys or get information and stuff like that. I will have that information for y'all um ASAP and stuff. But like man, this was a dope show. And if you missed most of the show or half of it or whatever part you came on in, you can catch it on YouTube, you can catch it on Spotify, you can catch it on Apple Podcasts, you can catch it on anything that's streaming, whatever, Google Podcast. You can catch it on whatever. You can catch it back on Facebook again if you missed it or whatever. But um, man, this was a dope show, man. I knew it was gonna be dope. Um, but like I said, I want to thank everybody for participating in this show. Uh, that is the website right there. And so write it down real quick before I get out of here. But next week, I'm gonna try to do a show next week. But if I can't do it next week, I'm gonna do the part two on I forgot the name of the show or whatever. But it's gonna be a part two of the show I had last week with my boy Kendrick Smith and my girl Erica, um Miss Renee or Erica Renee, or I forgot her name. But that's the homie though. That's the homie now. But I'm gonna do a part two because we had a great show last week. We go do it part two. We got some questions. We got some topics that need to be discussed. And we just go keep doing our thing, man. So, like I said, I want to thank everybody for participating. I want to wish y'all a blessed, safe, happy weekend. Um, and like I said, I want to thank the people that was commenting because y'all was saying some spicy stuff, and I was sipping and doing my thing, and y'all questions and answers was just blowing me out the. y'all posted some stuff that was like, I'm like, oh man, hold up and stuff like that. Shout out to my girl, Miss Jackie Brown. You know what I'm saying? She doing her thing. Blessings to her. She's been a supporter. She's fam. She's 100. She's real and everything. So I want to thank you, fam, for commenting, for coming on the show or whatever. Also, because she was a guest too. You know what I'm saying? A couple weeks ago. So like I said, I'm finna get out of here, man. This is the Kickback Podcast Show. One of the dopest podcasts in Texas, one of the dopest podcasts in America, one of the dopest podcasts in Beaumont. I'm finna get out of here. Y'all be safe. I'm gonna catch up with y'all next week, week after next, and I'm just doing my thing. So y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. I'm out of here.